Love Lies Bleeding is the new film directed by Rose Glass and stars Katie O'Brien, Kristen Stewart, Ed Harris, and of course, why are we forgetting Dave Franco. This is the second film by Rose Glass, who previously directed Saint Maud. This film was definitely something I anticipated, so walking into this movie, I did have high hopes. And did the film deliver? I think so. I think for the most part this is a very enjoyable, very cutthroat, violent, but also very entertaining movie. This film was just an absolute trip. Throughout this entire movie, you're just treated to whatever the film gives you, which by the way, a lot of the time is a very, like a great but very angry experience. This is one of the angriest movies I've seen in quite some time. It is literally so angry. It's like angry with you. It's like angry with you as an audience member. The film is just so aggressive in nature, but at the same time that is so interestingly contrasted against the film's mostly smooth and patient pacing. To be honest, the way this film is paced in the beginning is actually a little bit slow, and definitely not in a bad way. I think the setup was really good. I think that we needed that amount of time for Katie O'Brien and Kristen Stewart to develop their relationship, which would be such an important centerpiece of the film itself. The two performances in question, absolutely just fantastic. I really did enjoy the performances from the two leads. I felt as if they really did convey the realism of the relationship being built up. It was such an organically built relationship, one which feels so thorough and so real in its execution. Rose Glass really wanted the audience to believe in this relationship. She wanted us to understand that this is an important centerpiece of the film. So by slowing down the pace and allowing us to develop the relationship between the two protagonists, that is such a great directorial decision. Because throughout the film, you do actually care about the relationship, even though sometimes it can be a bit volatile. When you're watching the film, you don't exactly know how the characters are going to end. You don't exactly know what kind of people they're going to become. But there's so many surprises in that sense. Because Kristen Stewart throughout the film is shown to be a very volatile and angry person. However, Katie O'Brien's character still has just a level of anger that she just isn't showing until a very prominent moment in the film, and then going forth. The film is not afraid to make its characters morally ambiguous and make them do certain things that make the audience question whether they are or not good people. And that is ultimately put into question with the main source of conflict in the film. A conflict which, albeit it's not exactly the most investing part of the movie at points, there's a point in the second act where I feel as if the micro conflict and the macro conflicts of the film don't really converge all that well and feel quite separate and disjointed. And disjointed isn't always a bad thing, but in this case, it wasn't exactly a great thing. However, the film absolutely wraps this issue up perfectly throughout the third act of the movie. It really picks itself up, and it really just delivers exactly what the audience could have hoped for. The intensity of the climax of this movie is absolutely going to at least make you want to stand up and go on a walk outside the theater. Because I know that's how I felt. I was literally almost dead. I was watching this film feeling so much anxiety and it's just such an intense movie to get through. But regardless, it is very rewarding by the end of the film. Dave Franco plays this very volatile and very aggressive individual, someone who you're not really supposed to like. He really delivers on that performance. This film does such a great job of showing how great he is as being this absolute douchebag. everybody else follows suit pretty well as well. Ed Harris was absolutely fantastic in this film. He really is just this really believable villain throughout the movie, and there's this complicated relationship between him and Kristen Stewart throughout this film. A relationship which, much like Kristen Stewart's relationship with Katie O'Brien in this movie, it's very believable. The execution makes it very thorough. There's so many layers to this relationship that is so thoroughly explored. It's such a poignant film, despite how angry and volatile it can be at the same time. It really does explore the emotional conflicts of these characters in very resonating and very intriguing and also very thorough ways. I keep saying that throughout this review, but that's what this movie is. It absolutely commits to the bit. It understands that it shouldn't just be this action thriller. It also understands that there is a real humanistic side, or at least there's a real humanistic potential that the film absolutely tackles in such an incredible way. I can't lie, I was kind of expecting this movie to be a little different to what it was, but that is not a bad thing in any way, shape, or form. It's just much darker and much more serious than I thought it was gonna be. But the sense of humor in this film is very tasteful as well. The film does have that, even despite the very serious things going on. The film is not afraid to have fun with itself and with the audience. There's multiple scenes in this movie where you're just gonna be kind of just asking yourself what is going on. And that's kind of the point. You're supposed to be asking these questions. And sometimes it's okay not to have an answer. For instance, around the end of the movie, something really weird and quite otherworldly happens. And it's not something that I want to spoil, but you're not... It's just insane. You gotta kind of have to see it for yourself. But however, to be honest, when I was watching it, because I knew it was an A24 film, it was kind of normal for some reason. Like, I was like, okay, this is an A24 film. Of course this shit was gonna happen. But at the same time, there's something so out of pocket that this movie does. But it does it right, I feel. And by the end of the movie, there was a real, legitimate payoff to this intense build-up. So yeah, I mean, Love Lies Bleeding is quite good. It's very, very good. To be honest, even despite my problems with the second act and its occasional lack of focus, I still think that this is a really solid and great film that delves into a relationship that, despite being rocky, is something that you ultimately come to care about by the end of the film. I'm gonna give Love Lies Bleeding an 8 out of 10. What did you guys think of Love Lies Bleeding? I thought it was pretty great, but... Your time's up. Ooh, wait, no. Hi. I wanted to make a bit of an announcement. AltTakes has been a passion of mine since last October. It's been something that I've been continuously working on and trying to hone my craft and improve my content. However, recently I feel like I've been a little less ambitious with my projects. And to be honest, I think this channel is all about me trying to push myself in more creative directions. And I don't think I can do that if all I'm doing are Tuesday and Friday film reviews. To be honest, I think I could be doing so much more than that. To be honest, I've been craving making videos that have more style and they'll have a lot more going for them and a lot more creative freedom that isn't just me sitting down and talking about a movie. For example, growing up I used to have this series called The Zane Show that is just, they were a lot of the time just vlogs of me recording myself, and weird stuff would sort of happen in a very Eric Andre way, but more unironically. I kind of want to harken back to. I kind of want to have more creativity with this channel. I don't really want to just be doing the same thing over and over and over again. it's just the best for this channel if I do something more interesting and creative and a little different. Sometimes I may do short films, short horror films, sometimes I might just do little short skits. Whatever it may be, it's just gonna be this series of events that occur within my videos. However, don't worry, I'm not gonna stop making reviews in its entirety. This is a film channel. Therefore, I will continue to do film reviews. However, I feel as if just doing film reviews is just, it's gotten me this far, but at the same time, I feel like I could just be doing so much more. So if this sounds like you, if you like surreal, weird, funny content, then stick around and see what I have next.